If you have money sitting in a regular brokerage account right now, you could be handing the IRS thousands of dollars you were never legally required to pay. Here's the uncomfortable truth about the Roth IRA that most people find out way too late. The government lets you grow your investments completely tax-free and then withdraw every single dollar in retirement without owing a penny in taxes. Most people skip it. Not because they don't qualify, but because nobody ever explained how it actually works. We're going to fix that today. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what a Roth IRA is, who should use one, and how $200 a month invested starting now could hand you over $500,000 that the IRS cannot touch. Let's get into it. Here's the part most beginners get completely backwards, and it quietly costs them decades of growth. A Roth IRA is not an investment. That's the misconception. It's an account, a special container the IRS created that holds your investments. You can put index funds, stocks, bonds, or ETFs inside it. The container is what makes those investments special, because any growth that happens inside a Roth IRA is never taxed again. Here's how the money flows. You earn income, you pay your normal income tax on it, and then you contribute what's left into your Roth IRA. That's the only time the government gets a cut. After that, your money grows for decades, and when you pull it out in retirement, at age 59.5 or older, you owe nothing. Zero tax on the earnings. Zero tax on the gains. The IRS already had its moment, and now it's done. Compare that to a traditional IRA or a 401k, where you get a tax break today, but pay income taxes on every dollar you withdraw later. With a Roth, you flip that deal. You pay the smaller tax bill now, while your balance is low, and you skip the tax bill later, when your balance is much larger. That difference can be worth six figures over a lifetime, and the math on exactly why is coming up next. Let's put a real number on this, because the math is what makes the Roth IRA worth taking seriously. Say you're 25 years old and you start putting $200 a month into a Roth IRA invested in a broad S&P 500 index fund. The S&P 500, that's the index tracking America's 500 largest companies, has returned roughly 10% per year on average historically, before inflation. At that rate, by the time you're 65, that $200 a month grows to approximately $1.6 million. You contributed $96,000 of your own money over 40 years. The rest, about $964,000, is pure investment growth. In a taxable brokerage account, that $964,000 in gains would be taxed. Even at a relatively low long-term capital gains rate of 15%, that's roughly $145,000 going to taxes. Inside a Roth IRA, that bill is zero. You keep the full $1 million. Now, past performance doesn't guarantee future results. No one can promise you a 10% return. But the principle is ironclad. Tax-free compounding over decades is one of the most powerful forces in personal finance. And here's where it gets even more interesting. There are rules about who can use a Roth IRA, and a surprising number of people assume they don't qualify when they actually do. The main rule is this: you need earned income. That means wages, salary, freelance income, or self-employment income. It does not include investment dividends, rental income, or Social Security payments. If you worked and earned money this year, you're likely eligible. The second rule is the income limit. And this is where people often think they're locked out when they're not. For 2024, if you're single, you can contribute the full amount as long as your modified adjusted gross income, that's roughly your total income before certain deductions, is below $146,000. Above $161,000, you're phased out completely. If you're married filing jointly, those thresholds are $230,000 to $240,000. If you're somewhere in the middle of those ranges, you can contribute a partial amount. And if you're above the limit entirely, there's a legal workaround called the backdoor Roth IRA. That's a more advanced move, worth a separate video. But it exists. The good news for most beginners: if you're early in your career and earning a moderate income, you almost certainly qualify for the full contribution. And the contribution limit itself is something every Roth IRA user needs to know cold. For 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year to a Roth IRA. If you're age 50 or older, you get an extra $1,000 catch-up contribution, bringing the limit to $8,000. That's per person, so a married couple can contribute a combined $14,000 per year across their two separate Roth IRA accounts. One rule that catches people off guard: You cannot contribute more than you actually earned that year. If you made $4,000 at a part-time job, your contribution limit is $4,000, not $7,000. And this limit is shared across all your IRAs combined, traditional and Roth together, so you can't double up. The deadline to contribute for a given tax year is actually tax day of the following year, typically April 15th. So you have until April 15, 2025 to make your 2024 Roth IRA contribution. That's a useful window if you're behind. One more rule worth knowing: contributions, the money you put in, not the earnings, can be withdrawn at any time, tax and penalty free. The earnings are locked until 59.5. That makes a Roth IRA unusually flexible compared to most retirement accounts. It's not an emergency fund, but it's comforting to know your contributions aren't completely frozen. Now, knowing the rules is only half the equation. The other half is where to actually open one. And that decision is simpler than most people expect. Opening a Roth IRA takes about 15 minutes online. The three most beginner-friendly brokerages in the US are Fidelity, Vanguard, and Charles Schwab. All three are reputable, have no account minimums for a Roth IRA, and offer excellent low-cost index funds. Any of the three is a solid starting point. Here's the process. You go to the brokerage's website, click Open an Account, select Roth IRA, and fill in your personal information, your social security number, income, and a linked bank account to transfer money from. That's it for the application. Approval is usually instant or same day. Then comes the step that a surprising number of people skip, and it's the most important one. You have to actually invest the money. Depositing cash into a Roth IRA doesn't automatically grow it. That cash just sits there, earning nothing until you choose an investment. For most beginners, a total stock market index fund or an S&P 500 index fund is a straightforward, widely used choice. If you want to set it and completely forget it, a target date retirement fund, which automatically adjusts its risk level as you get closer to retirement, is another popular option. Once you've chosen your investment, set up automatic monthly contributions if you can. Even $50 or $100 a month builds a habit and takes the decision out of your hands. The account is open, the money is working, so now the big question is whether a Roth IRA is actually the right move for you specifically, or whether another account type should come first. Here's where people get genuinely confused, so let's clear it up directly. If your employer offers a 401k with a matching contribution, meaning they deposit free money into your retirement account based on what you put in, that match should almost always come first. A common setup is a 50% match on up to 6% of your salary. If you earn $50,000 and contribute 6%, that's $3,000 from you and $2,500 in free money from your employer. Walk away from that match and you're leaving $1,500 on the table every year. So the practical order for most people looks like this. First, contribute enough to your 401k to capture every dollar of the employer match. Second, open a Roth IRA and work toward the $7,000 annual limit. Third, if you've maxed out the Roth IRA and still have money to invest, go back and increase your 401k contributions. That order isn't a universal law. Your specific tax situation, income, and employer plan quality all matter. But for a beginner trying to get started, it's a solid framework. There's one more question that trips people up. Should you even choose a Roth over a traditional IRA in the first place? The answer usually comes down to one thing. The core question is, will your tax rate be higher now or higher in retirement? If you're early in your career and earning a moderate income, your tax rate right now is probably lower than it will be later when you're at peak earnings. Paying tax now at a lower rate, locking in tax-free growth, and paying zero in retirement is usually the better deal. That's the Roth argument. If you're in your peak earning years, say your income is high enough that the tax deduction from a traditional IRA would meaningfully reduce your tax bill today, then the traditional IRA's upfront deduction might be worth more to you now. A practical shortcut many advisors suggest: if you're in the 22% federal tax bracket or below, the Roth IRA is almost always the stronger choice. If you're solidly in the 32% bracket or above, the traditional IRA's deduction deserves a serious look. In between, it's genuinely a judgment call, and having both types over a lifetime gives you tax flexibility in retirement. The bottom line is that for most beginners in the US, people in their 20s and 30s, building income, Not yet at peak earnings, the Roth IRA is one of the most powerful tools the tax code offers. The earlier you start, the more of that tax-free compounding you capture. Let's bring this together. A Roth IRA is a retirement account where you invest after-tax money. It grows completely tax-free, and you withdraw it in retirement without owing a single dollar in taxes. For 2024, you can contribute up to $7,000 per year, $8,000 if you're 50 or older, as long as you have earned income and fall under the income limits. You can open one in about 15 minutes at Fidelity, Vanguard, or Schwab at no cost. And once it's open, the single most important step is actually investing the cash inside it, not just letting it sit. The action item right now is simple. Figure out whether you qualify, pick one of those 3 brokerages, and open the account today. You don't need a large sum to start. $50 gets the account active and the habit started. Now that you understand the Roth IRA, the next thing that quietly undermines it for a lot of people is not knowing how to actually invest the money inside it. Index funds, target date funds, how to choose. That video is a perfect next watch, and it's on this channel. If this helped you, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one from Plain Money. And drop a comment below telling us one thing. Have you already opened a Roth IRA? Or is today the day you're doing it?